Hi everybody, and welcome to the February card kit demonstration video. The card kit for this month is my personal favorite. And to start out with, we're going to start with this one. This is a card that I saw Tracy Bradley had on her website, and I really enjoyed it. For this design, we're using the flowering vine design, which is from the new mini catalog that expires the end of June. There are 3 gorgeous shapes. I chose this one, and fairly straightforward. Also, most of the cards in this kit, I have included 1, 2, or even 3 possible sentiments that you could use. It's up to you. For this one, I put thinking of you, but I also have a happy birthday. It's fairly straightforward. The only tricky part with this one was finding spots to put the glue on. So I found the leaves and some of the petals on the flowers. I cut out an extra one of these and made a flower for the inside as well. So that's fairly straightforward. The next card kit is what I call Ovals Galore. This one I had seen in the new mini catalog. They had done it in pink. But I had these purple sequins and this ribbon, and I wanted to use them. So I chose to use Highland Heather. Now the only tricky part here was when I went to assemble this card, finding the grid paper. And I thought, well, I've never seen any grid paper by Stampin' Up. But, so I was searching through other paper that I had, and then I remembered Stampin' Up has a grid paper. We use it all the time. So I just cut out the squares, 3 3/4 by 5. And that was what I used for the grid paper for this. Now, when you're doing this one, I would recommend that you start here. And for this, I used the double oval punch. And then you have your grid pattern. And so I set mine up. I started with this one, and I went over 1 and up 1. So I recommend putting on the full or mostly full ones, the half ones at the bottom, and then trim those, and then you'll have a little piece left over for this one, and this one, and I gave you a half of one for this one. So once you lay out your design, you're all set. As I mentioned earlier, I've included several sentiments for this one. This one's happy birthday. I got hope you're feeling better. The next one is using the Happy Die set. Now this is from the main catalog. And just the dies alone, it has the happy, it has a cloud type edge, a banner, stars, and the balloons. I used this one and the balloons. And basically what I did was, oh, you can't see that. I got this one because in the month of April, I have 4 male members of my family that have birthdays, and I have trouble coming up with masculine cards. Pretty is easy, masculine not so good. So basically what I did, I'll let you know a little secret. I did this one, cut out the first one, and then I lined up a ruler and drew a line all the way down for the H's. So then when I went to do the next one, the die could line up against that line. and then I only had a little bit to erase afterwards. Then I ran this through an embossing folder called Tasteful Textiles, just to give it a little dimension. Added the balloons and then the birthday sentiment. Once again, fairly straightforward. For some of the guys in my family, they're involved in construction, so I'll do using wood patterns. The next one, oh, I love this card. The Window of Daisies. This was a fun one to do. Once I figured out how to do the windows. So basically I made a template. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. Then I scotch taped my die to it. Then I was able to just, oh, here it is, line up behind it, cut the top one, then turn the around, cut the bottom one, and then just kind of eyeball the middle one. Once that was done, fairly straightforward to do the assembly. Now I do recommend with the flower, the daisy flower, that you take a pen or a pencil and curl the petals. And then when you assemble it, do one up, one down, put a dimensional, and it gives it a little more dimension, makes it more three-dimensional. Once again, your sentiment, happy birthday, you've been on my mind. The last card. This one was probably the most difficult to assemble. For this, I used the quite curvy die. So I took my designer paper, and the one on the card is 3 inches. This is 3.5, I believe. I had my piece of black right here, and I marked 1 inch. So then I scotch taped these together. So then on this side, I took the die, put it on the black portion, and ran it through my Big Shot. And then it came out as 2 pieces that fit perfectly together. When you go to assemble, working with the DSP first, line that up on your card, like that. Then take your black, line that up, and then you'll notice you have to cut, oops, on this side. And you're all set. And then add your sentiment, and you're set to go. Oh, there was a bonus card in this batch. And here it is. In honor of St. Patty's Day next month, I had in my scrapbooking supplies some shamrock paper. This is retired Stampin' Up! Stamp. And this ribbon is retired ribbon as well. So I thought, why not, as a bonus card, put this in, and I included, I ran this off on the computer. This is the Irish Blessing. And then there's a little gold shamrock for you to use as well. Now, we'll tell you one thing. The shamrock paper, I cut it down the center. I cut the paper and then cut it down the center. So if you wanted to, you could leave it as one piece and put your sentiment over here, your Happy St. Patty's Day over here. But that was mine. Now, you probably noticed I had one of these sheets. I had a couple of them I showed you tonight. This is something I started doing. I saw something on a YouTube, and a lady, she did this with all of her dies and stamps. This one is stamps and dies that go together. And I thought, what a wonderful idea. So I started doing it around Christmas time. So since Christmas, any time I've gotten a stamp set or a dies and stamp set, I have started making up these cards. It's a wonderful visual representation, and so you always have them in your mind. I have them in a binder, and I just go through and gives me some ideas on what's available to me from my vast collection. This is nothing compared to some people. So this is the card kits. I hope you enjoy doing the card kit. And if you have any scrapbooking or card making supply issues, just get a hold of me and I'll order you whatever you need. And until next time, keep stamping.